OG.
Mm.
I I have two questions. One was on the transcendental argument that he always makes.
Okay.
I was just like, because it's kind of confusing what you're saying, like, because I'm not really educated in that, but like, kind of what it is just like, it kind of like is asking for the justification. I just want to understand it more, so I don't kind of just like use an argument that I don't understand. I just want to understand it better. It's like kind of attacking, like asking for a justification for like the framework, because like we all like kind of think through kind of like our own like window of thought, and then like our framework, the way that like we go back a step, and then we're asking if we have a justifiable framework that holds our thoughts. Is that kind of what?
Yeah, I think the easiest way to understand tag is to think about it in terms of morals or ethics. So this is the easier, usually more accessible than epistemology or metaphysics, because everybody has a more, or it's kind of a more accessible to talk about morals, right? So, if there's no God, there's really no basis for ethics. That's a kind of transcendental type of argument. That's the most boiled down, simple form. And I know the atheist is going to say, well, that doesn't prove you're God. That's why tag is specifically an argument for a certain type of theism and not just generic theism. But we got to begin somewhere. And so if we begin with something like ethics, then we can just simply say, look, if there's no God, then anything goes, right? And we seem to all have a problem with the idea of anything goes when it happens to us, right? If somebody steals my money, if somebody, grapes my wife, then suddenly I'm a moral, objectivist and it's wrong. Well, what's the basis for something being wrong if there's no God? So that's the easiest approach to tag, I think. But you do have to do a lot more legwork to try to argue for why it's Trinity and why it's Jesus. So that takes a lot more explaining, but that's the simplest way to do it.